Welcome, you're watching AFRICUNIA TV News Updates. My name is Deborah Ezeh. We begin from the African scene where South African President meets with his Ivorian counterpart in Abidjan as he continues his tour of West African states as he did in Nigeria on Wednesday. Ramaphosa Slams pandemic health apartheid, which described as a slap in the face of African excellence and expertise. On a visit to Ivory Coast, it said the curbs, which many countries have also applied to countries across the Southern Africa, were regrettable, unfair, and unscientific. And still on South African scene, despite numerous calls for South Africans to get vaccinated, many still remain unfazed by the emergence of the new Omicron coronavirus variant. In informal settlements in Johannesburg, people can be seen going about their day without face masks. Vaccine assistance continues to impair South Africa's vaccine rollout plan, with only about 25% of the country's population vaccinated so far. And moving on, Gambia is holding a hotly contested presidential election this Saturday. It is the first such exercise since the departure of former ruler Yahya Jammeh in 2017. President Adama Barrow, who is seeking re-election, is facing competition from 4 older challengers, many being former allies of his. And in Nigeria, state governments have said they will resume and increase mass testing for COVID-19 following the detection of the Omicron variant of the virus in the country. Top government officials in states, including Cross River, Benue, Delta, and Akwa Ibom, who disclosed this in separate interviews, however, described funding as a major obstacle to community testing. They sought the assistance of the federal government on funding of community testing, particularly running of the molecular laboratories. The states made a demand as the World Health Organization said the new variants has spread to 23 countries. And still in Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari yesterday transmitted Finance Bill 2021 to the House of Representatives to enhance implementation of the 2022 Appropriation Bill. The president had on October 7th presented before a joint section of the National Assembly a 16.39 trillion naira budget, which is currently undergoing legislative interrogation. To ensure effective implementation of the budget, the president, pursuant to Section 68 and 59 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, formally requested that the House of Representatives consider the bill for passage into law. And now we head to the foreign scene where Australia, despite restrictions on international visitors, became the latest country on Friday to report community transmission of Omicron, a day after the coronavirus variant was found locally in 5 U.S. states. And U.S. President Joe Biden warned on Thursday that infections will rise during the Northern Hemisphere winter, and the European Union Public Health Agency said Omicron could account for more than half of all infections in Europe within months. And also, India reported 9,216 new COVID-19 infections on Friday after announcing its first 2 Omicron cases the previous day, as groups of resident doctors stayed away from non-critical work to demand new postgraduate students be enrolled to boost staffing. The country whose hospital bore the brunt of a record second surge in infections and death in April and May due to Delta variant has seen new cases plateauing around 10,000 in the past few weeks. But the detection of the Omicron variant in the southern state of Carrick in one person with no recent travel history has raised concerns of a third wave of infections. And on the sports scene, Carrick stepped down as Manchester United first team coach and will leave the club following the conclusion of his spell as caretaker manager. The 40-year-old decision to walk away ahead of interim boss Ralph Rangnick's arrival was announced just minutes after he took charge of Thursday night's 3-2 Premier League victory over Arsenal at Old Trafford. Carrick, who played 464 games for United between 2006 and 2018 and won 5 Premier League titles, the FA Cup, 2 League Cups, the Champions League, the Europa League and the Club World Cup, served on the staff under both Jose Mourinho and Ole Gunnar. And that's all we can take on News Update today. Remember to follow all our social media platforms on Jointum, Pangram, Instagram and Facebook respectively. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, share and drop a comment on the comment section. Once again, I'm Deborah Ezeh. Have a beautiful weekend.